We have heard numerous cries in the media, social media, everywhere that this experience is only reserved for the visitor, those who are traveling using the cruises, doing the air to sea experience. And the nationals, the Barbadians, are not able to take advantage of this experience. What is your response to that? So we're here at the Concorde Experience, and I have with me the CEO of the Grantley Adams International Airport, Mr. Hadley Bourne. Mr. Bourne, I want to ask you a bit of questions, a few questions really, about the Concorde Experience. I want to start by asking you, what is GAIA Inc.'s relationship or role with the Concorde Experience?
Hi, good afternoon, Charlene, and thanks. Currently, our role with the Concorde is basically managing and the oversight of the Concorde facility. Prior to its retirement in 2003 for that area, there was an arrangement with the government of Barbados and British Airways to have one of the airframes sitting here as one of the ports of destination that it used to fly to. Subsequently, there was a commercial arrangement between two entities and operating the Concorde Experience that would have came to end in 2018. And in the post-COVID area, 2021, the Concorde was handed to GAIA Inc. Management team to operate.
So talk to me about the upkeep of the actual hangar and its environs.
The upkeep of the hangar and environs is the responsibility of the airport. So in the last 2 years, we've done extensive refurbishment within the facility, changing out the infrastructure. AC was one of the critical things that had gone awry during that period. And then we also saw operational need during that repurposing, and that's where we are today.
So what about the plane itself? Who is responsible for the maintenance, and can you talk to me about the condition that the actual Concorde is in?
So I'll speak to the condition first and foremost. I think there were a lot of reports in various segments of the media of the condition of the Concorde, and one of the things I did once it came back under our remit was to bring British Airways personnel and also the engineers to have a look at the Concorde, and I will say here boastfully that it's probably the best kept Concorde of all of the remaining Concordes, and I think British Airways was absolutely pleased with the condition. I think the challenge was that because it was enclosed and persons were not saying it, they thought it was in a dilapidated state. But we do have a maintenance schedule with British Airways engineers on island who would occasionally come and give it a look over, check on the tires, hydraulics, and various things. So it's on a maintenance schedule with British Airways.
So you touched on the closure of the experience. Can you share why the experience was closed and or who was responsible for the closure of the Concorde Experience?
The closure, there was a commercial arrangement between BTI, who had responsibility of the Concorde at the time, and Goddard's group. They were the ones who managed the Concorde Experience. As I said, that commercial arrangement came to a close in 2018 for various reasons. And now we're here today. It's in our hands.
So as we can see, the Concorde Experience is now operating as an air-to-sea terminal. Talk to me about that decision. Who made the decision? Why was it made?
Well, I'm not going to put my hand up and say I made the decision. I'm going to say the board and the management of GAIA Inc. made that decision. We saw a need. There was a big extreme growth in especially the air-to-sea. And on any given weekend, we were bursting at the seam in the terminal. So I saw a need that we can repurpose the Concorde facility, not just as a terminal, but also bring it back in as an attraction.
So we have heard numerous cries in the media, social media, everywhere that this experience is only reserved for the visitor, those who are traveling using the cruises, doing the air to sea experience. And the nationals, the Barbadians, are not able to take advantage of this experience. What is your response to that?
Well, my response to it, and as I did my research, is actually an international cry, especially for this one affectionately known as Alpha Echo. So there's been a significant cry for it to be brought back into the public's view. And it's part of a phase reintegration of the Concorde. Yes, it's initially as a air-to-sea transfer facility, and I did speak to that in numerous media
interviews
previously. But we're going to phase it, and it will come back into attraction in various phases and forms. I've been taking my time to make sure that we do this properly. having all the stakeholders involved, whether it be the cruise facility, the entities, the cruise ships, also British Airways, so they're instrumental in this, and we would have recently signed an extended lease of an additional 20 years with their legal team last year, and also the Barbados Museum, because it falls under their remit as an artifact. So I'm taking it slowly, but I can assure you and promise you that the Concorde will be back as an attraction. Maybe not in the same way as the experience was, but it will be open up for the public as we phase our reintegration of the facility into the, what we call the attraction space.
Mr. Bourne, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.